The temperature is getting ready to cool down, but the ice is getting ready to warm up. I'm Ray Dickerson III here with Owen Backer for some Mizzou and SLU hockey. The Billikens from St. Louis come to visit the Tigers in Columbia, or here in Jeff City. Game 2 of a 2-game set. Last night, the Tigers fell to the Billikens in a 3-1 loss, but they look to get some revenge today here against a 14-man roster in the Billikens. Starting goaltenders are Jackson Winkles and Max Belay as he takes the net one more time in this series. Owen, how are you doing today, my good friend and co-host and producer?
I'm feeling great, Ray. I'm happy to be here. I was here yesterday, and Missouri played a good but frustrating game, falling 3-1 to the Billikens. And I think they're going to have a good bounce back today, especially against a tired SLU team that, as you mentioned, only has a 14-man roster. That includes 2 goalies, so really only 12 skaters. So you know they're going to be tired out after playing a whole game yesterday, playing long shifts.
They should, and hopefully these Tigers will jump on the horse early here, as that puck will be chipped in towards Winkles' way.
Yeah, Jackson Winkles, starting goaltender for tonight. He's been solid this season, a good 1A, 1B system. Him and Michael Christopher, who started yesterday.
Locke and quick break in. Locke has a good chance, puts it up high on the goaltender, but that'll be saved by Belay.
Great passing sequence right there. I think Locke maybe waited just a little bit too long to shoot that puck. Belay was able to get over to his right post and pretty comfortably get his body in front of that one, but still a great series of passing and a good chance for Missouri to open this game.
Yeah, it's something the Tigers haven't seen too much out of this team early on in the season, as Hewerman and Lepresti will take the draw. Is clean entries. Clean entries by the Tiger is what they've needed to emphasize throughout the year. As it's been rough, as get some early contact going. Tigers tried to throw one on there, but SLU will take it out. They'll dump it in behind Winkles. So what I tell you, the ice is going to heat up here as bodies are being thrown around. Alex Pesic out there throwing the body early. SLU comes in off the right wing. They try to hit the man in the middle, but he goes back to neutral zone. Mick Nicholson brings that one back in. Won't be offside as Carson Kuhn is all over him. Tigers look to break out here. It was a pass off the stick of number 11, Jaden Salem. He went down hard on the Bullets. Once again, another hit. The Tigers have a delayed penalty coming up. Power play for the Tigers as SLU's throwing the body early here, Owen.
They are. That's not something that we really saw yesterday. The game took a while to heat up, but it looks like the animosity that ended yesterday's contest is continuing straight into this one. And if you're a team that like SLU that's, already so shorthanded, you really can't afford to be taking penalties. So,
yeah, unfortunate for them early on as Ryan Frady's number 19 in blue will go take a seat in the sin bin for 2 minutes.
Frady's, something to note, he was the starting right wing in yesterday's game. He was moved to the starting center today.
That's what happens when you have 12 skaters and 2 goaltenders. Going to have a rough time. I'd assume there's going to be 2 lines, 2 defense pairs, and then 2 hybrid guys. As Max Zagorski will quarterback this power play as he takes it across the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. He hits his man Locke, the point leader of the Tigers this year. Puts that one on net, trying to get something going, but it's chipped out. Bresner will play it along the half board. Zagorski will help him out. He gets it over to Rylan Quick. One of the best shots in this team. Had the 1 goal yesterday. That one's tipped in front, but Belly will snag that one with the left-handed glove.
The Tigers on the Gumby's Pizza power play yesterday were not able to score, although they had some very good chances. They ended yesterday's game on a 6-on-3. That was a 5-on-3 penalty, and they also pulled their goaltender. They weren't able to score, but you can feel like this team is maybe heating up a little bit offensively. They're really getting more chances. Yesterday was probably the most shots this Division III team has put up this season, and you got to feel like they're going to start going in eventually.
They're throwing out this second power play unit as that one was tipped off a stick and up to the defenseman and Landon Lewis. Not sure what happened there as Mick Nicholson will take it behind the net. once again tossed up past the defender, and Jackson Winkles will play it.
I remember now, it was Landon Lewis who I saw screaming in the locker room earlier. He was hyping his team up. So definitely a good energy guy.
Also with an interesting choice of tape selection, as we were just in the pregame, as that one knocked away at the neutral zone. Some of these guys just have some different ways of applying their tape on the stick, specifically on the blade. One of them is Max Zagorski, is when he comes out here, we'll try to show it off. Tigers going for another entry with 25 seconds left on the power play. That'll be dumped out once again. And I don't think SLU minds, as there's Zagorski with the interesting tape job.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it.
Just the very bottom of the blade as he gets hounded on by number 11, Ethan Westcott. Bresner blocks a shot, and Hewerman will take it through the neutral zone with Ryland Quick behind him and Zagorski to his left. Zagorski just missed that one.
We're back to 5-on-5, but what a chance it was right there. The speedy Hewerman working in and creating a chance with his quick skates.
Noah Locke will take it in here. He has Ryland Quick in the center. Just missed Quick, but Bresner shoots one off a skate. That will be chipped out of the zone, and the Tigers will have to retrieve it. That's Zach Sansoni. Gets it over to Hewerman, who loses it. Bresner with a big hit. There you go, right back at you, says the Tigers.
And I'm looking for a big game for Luke Bresner today. He was in the starting lineup. He was thrown on that top line along with Quick, who scored the lone goal for the Tigers yesterday, and I think he's going to have a good day.
McCabe with him. Bader puts on a shot, but that'll go out of play with 15-19 left on the clock.
That was a great stick right there. We look at that replay. Another 2-on-1 opportunity for Missouri, and a great job by the defenseman there. He played the shot and was able to get his stick right in that shooting lane.
I hope everybody's enjoying our new replay system this year. Something unique, something a little different. Love to see that. As SLU takes it through the neutral zone. Looks to be number 14 breaking in there. They put a shot on Carson Kuhn, but that one's saved by Winkles.
That was a nifty move by Kuhn to work his way around the defender.
Tigers are going to take this one out. All 5 men rushing up. They get it into Trupiano. Can't put a shot on, but he'll retrieve it behind the net. Looked like he tried to center, but the pass was taken away. Bader will play it in the corner. Trupiano. He has Pidge up top, along with Sansoni, and Sansoni's going to put a shot on. That one's blocked. The assistant captain, number 24, Charlie West, with the block on that one. Kuhn all over Trupiano. You know, early on here, it seems like you wouldn't want to use too much energy if you're SLU, being down 8 roster guys on a typical roster. They come back the other way as that one's put on, and Winkles will make an easy stick save and cover it up.
Yeah, what you're mentioning there, I mean, this game, it's not a sprint. It's going to be a marathon, right? Especially because these two teams played yesterday. And if you're Missouri, you almost feel like you're fine playing this game where you're in a dead heat, quick race with SLU, because eventually they are going to tire out and you won't. You just have more players than they do.
Like you said, even if it is the guys that may necessarily not be on the top line, having those guys out there, if the other guys are juiced or, they're out of gas, then they're going to feast.
Especially on a team like this Missouri team that is so deep, and there really isn't that much of a difference, right, between the fourth line and the first line, at least compared to other squads. The roster is all pretty similar to each other in ability, so there's no reason that a tired SLU first line won't get, walked down the ice by a quick and energized Mizzou fourth line.
Haneke will send that one in for the Tigers. Ooh, a good back check there as he dropped Grant Bishop. That looks to be number 13, Noah Stutzer. Zagorski puts one on, gets tipped wide by Bishop. That fourth line out there for the Tigers. Bishop puts one on. Puck's still loose. Zagorski comes into pinch, and he'll help out his forwards. Man gets tripped up, no call on the play. That's a cross check, not called either. What a shot on there by the Tigers, no goal. Zagorski puts one low, another good save by Belay. Back up top, Huneke puts one on, that one's high and wide. Zagorski and the Tigers are hounding. Another puck put on. SLU tries to play that one out, but good keep there by Huneke and
Great
Axe.
keep in.
Another good shot by Salvaggi. The Tigers all over the Billikens early on here.
Belly didn't have his stick for a little bit there. He's able to finally get that back, but I like that Missouri was really shooting on him when he didn't have his stick.
Axeman throws one towards the net. Number 6, Kyle Kraft will walk in here for the Tigers. Nicholson tried to put that one in, but the Billikens, here they come. They get the puck in deep. Deep, 2 defenders. Oh my, what a play. Sansoni chipped that one away. Hewerman, Nicholson, that one was offside. Nicholson just a little quicker than Hewerman as he went wide.
Yeah, Hewerman was cutting wide there, and I don't think Nicholson was aware of that because he kept his stride going straight. I'd like to see a little bit more heads-up awareness, maybe drag that toe and try to stay on. It was close, but definitely the right call made there by the officials. So we'll have our first stoppage in a while. And let's just take you back to that last shift. I mean, that was an insane shift from Missouri. I mean, they were cycling, they were throwing the puck on net, really challenging Belay, making him stand on his head.
A little miscommunication there, but yeah, like you said, that was one of the best shifts we've seen out of the Tigers in a long time. As Pidge will trip a man up, and that'll be a penalty for the Tigers. With 11:35 to go, the Billikens will go on the power play.
It's going to be the first Harpo's penalty kill of the game for Missouri. They really weren't on the penalty kill that much yesterday. I mean, when you are constantly dominating ozone time, rarely are you going to be pressured and forced to take a penalty. It was only a couple bench minors that they had yesterday, as well as, I believe, one tripping call.
Yeah, if you're the Billikens, you'd love to have a power play, as the Tigers were all over them there early on, but now they can build some momentum here. Combe throws one on. It'll be chipped around. Questionable play there by number 8, Matthew Markowitz. But no call by the referees, and the Tigers will get this one out of the defensive zone. 30 seconds have passed in the power play. Bresner with a good steal at the neutral zone, tried to make a move, but a good play there by Combe. We'll have a reset. Stutzer with a good check, back check there on Hewerman as he brought that one in. Billikens trying to get something going, but the Tigers are doing a good job of keeping that puck to the outside. Billikens throw one on in front, nobody home. Good play there by Bresner to take that one away. Tigers will get a change, so will the Billikens.
Belay came way out of his net to play that puck and try to spur his team's offensive rush, but wasn't able to do so there.
Like to see that if you're a forward or on this power play in general, especially if you can catch the other team in transition. Didn't happen there as the Tigers sent it down the other way. Now they come back through the neutral zone. The Billikens. Zagorski with a good play there. Nicholson complains behind the play to the ref, saying it looked like it might have been some kind of call. The referee, Luke Kameyer, says all for naught.
Only 10 seconds left on this penalty kill. They're going to have time for one more rush.
Billikens bring it in and go wide. Once again, down in that corner, off to the left of Winkles. 5-on-5 is activated once again for the Tigers. Now let's see if they can hop back on the horse and get the offense going. That one's played out to number 14, John Carney, who had those swift moves earlier before the penalty. Zagorski with a missed pass there to Locke. but no icing. Tigers trying to get it behind the net, but that one will be covered up by Belay with 9:06 left on the clock.
Power plays can really kind of shift the momentum of a period, even if you don't score. Missouri was really in control of this period until that penalty taken. So I hope now that they've killed it off, they can pick up right where they left off.
Hockey is a game of momentum, as we know, as Tigers tried to put one on there, but if they can keep this momentum going, that leads to goals most of the time. So that one's thrown towards the middle. Nobody there for the Billikens. Tigers have numbers the other way. Locke finds Quick. Oh, just off his stick. But Bresner gets it back once again. Quick puts on a nice shot, but wide. And at the point, Salem, he puts one in deep. Billikens will retrieve it. They send it to the neutral zone. Like you were telling me earlier, Owen, this is how they played similar to yesterday. They didn't mind playing in their own zone. They send one behind the net. Tigers looking to do something here. Billikens cut swiftly through the neutral zone, throw on a shot, but it's blocked. Second shot attempt goes off the stick of Winkles in front. Good chip out there by Winkles and Lewis to take it. Locke coming in on that left wing. The left-handed shot throws it in front. Nobody's there. Trupiano finds the middle. Will have to retrieve it in the neutral zone. He chips that one in from the red line. Must have got knocked down by a Billiken. They almost iced that one, but they chased after it. It was Evan Lepresti who beat the call. McCabe will bring it up along the near board. He comes in, almost gets it. Goes around to Trupiano, who's battling three Billikens on the boards. McCabe with a shot wide. Pish with a big hit. A little high, but no call. Shot thrown on by Bader. Hits the pads of the goaltender, and that one will be eaten up by Belay. That hit look a little high to you too, Owen? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call, but I mean, especially with the level of hockey we're at, and historically speaking, these officials, whether it's D2 or D3, kind of err on the side of safety and on the side of caution. I am surprised that wasn't called there.
We've seen many calls that have been called on a high hit like that. I'm just kind of shocked it wasn't, considering the referees and the history in this arena. Especially this year, we've had some games where penalties are called nonstop and some where there's none at all.
It's a constant debate in the hockey world. Do you just call the rule book and call every time you see a penalty? Well, that's not really feasible. A lot of the time it's managing the game and trying to make sure that things don't get out of hand, but it's certainly a difficult balance to strike.
His fourth line's back out there. The one that it was the energy line, had that good shift going early on, as that one's just thrown to the front. That was on there by Salvaggi. Sansoni throws one in. Haneke will chase after it. He has Bishop with him. That one's wrapped around the boards. Sansoni with a good pinch to keep it in. Two Tigers on it. Bishop sends one to the middle. Oh, goes off the stick of Haneke. Another good centering opportunity, but they can't get it going. Zagorski with the puck now as a Tiger went down hard. But Zagorski keeps it. That was almost interference there. Letting the play go. I like that from the referees. Not everything has to be called as Zagorski tries to make a swift play there. Can't get through. They find the middle. Oh, what a shot. It bounces in front. Nobody's there.
It's loose still.
It gets covered up somehow by Belay. As Salvaggi looked to the ceiling as he had a good opportunity and couldn't bury it.
Get a replay on that. I mean, that's... Wow. The Tigers have had such trouble breaking into the slot, into the front of the net. I mean, SLU is just putting bodies there. Every time they try to break in, they get thrown down.
It seems like when the Tigers do get a shot on, it goes wide. In that case, it was Haneke, number 24 for the Tigers. And that one chipped off the back of the boards and bounced in front of the net. Almost similar to the play of the LA Kings back in, I think it was 2013, They shot a puck off the boards. I don't know if you remember this, Owen. Hit off the boards and then hit the back of Brian Elliott and went in.
I know exactly the play you are talking about, and yeah, it's just not. It's not something you can predict. You know, at the bottom or at the end of the day, bottom line is you're playing on a sheet of ice with a puck of vulcanized rubber, and sometimes random things happen.
And I'm saying the boards too is Washington Park Ice Arena. As much as we love it, has its quirks.
Certainly, I would say so.
Sometimes it's the ice, sometimes it's the boards, sometimes it's the glass. Every now and then it's the stanchion. You never know with this arena. As the Tigers have a man going up, Nicholson just missed the pass from Hewerman. He'll still retrieve it. He battles behind the net. They end up with it. The Tigers do. Good shot there by Salem, but it's blocked. Billikens will dump that one in. Yeah, in this case today, it is getting colder. As we've seen, really, since the temperature has dropped in the mid-Missouri area, this ice is played a little colder as well, especially in the rink. It feels about a 20-degree difference as Nicholson will bring this one in, tries to center, compared to about a month ago. There's about a 20-degree difference.
Yeah, if you at home have never actually been to Washington Park Ice Arena, you might be like, what are these guys talking about? But the temperature in here does fluctuate quite rapidly over the season, and you can see it on the ice. I mean, sometimes you play a game in August, guys are slipping and sliding all over the place, and then that certainly changes once we get into November, December, January.
That puck was iced by the Billikens, and we were talking about it earlier on in the year. After the Zamboni would come out, in the offensive zone of the Tigers, currently the defensive zone of the Billikens, where they're at now, a lot of the times there'd be like a film on the ice and the puck wouldn't slide. It was very interesting. Something I've never seen. Haven't seen it as much recently since the temperature drop, but still something to look for throughout the season. Billikens break out. Good pass there as Carson Kuhn will take it, but that puck stolen by Sansoni. Gets that puck to Pish, who sends it up. If you're wondering what this black line is here on the neutral, in the neutral zone, there were people practicing this weekend. That one's put on by Sansoni, blocked once again. You know, I like the attempt by the Tigers to shoot pucks through screens, but a lot of them don't get through. So I'd like to see some pucks get through here for the Tigers. Good shot put on, and there's a goal for the Billikens. A quick turnaround, as it looks to be Alex Pesic.
Wow.
Who put that one in. A puck that just floated from the corner, went in front. I believe Kuhn might have got a stick on it over to Pesic, and that was just a backdoor tap in. Nothing Winkles could do.
Yeah, that's a brutal break for the Tigers here. I mean, they have controlled this period. They've gotten so many chances. SLU's really had no sustained ozone time, and then they're not even really off the rush. Like they come in off the rush, that chance doesn't really go anywhere, and then materializes into a backdoor opportunity.
You thought it was a good opportunity there for the Tigers to have a quick transition. They got the puck stolen in the neutral zone. Pesic was just waiting back door. Carson Kuhn was out in front, and sometimes it just bites you. You got to have men in front of the net, and the Tigers didn't that time.
Rough to see, but that'll test the ability of this Tiger team to bounce back. There's obviously a lot of time left, 43 minutes left in this game.
Carney with a shot on, tripped away by Winkles. That one's worked around. Carney with some slick mitts. I'd like to watch some more of him. He's a very fancy player, as he'll forecheck here on Zagorski. Zagorski's pass goes wide and the full length of the ice for an icing. 2:31 left on the clock here in Jefferson City.
Yesterday, me and Henry, who was on call, were discussing how much trouble the Tigers have had scoring in the first period this season. They really haven't gotten a lot. They've been shut out in the first period 4 of 5 games previous to yesterday's. And then with 49 seconds left in the first, they scored to go up 1-0. They ended up losing that game 3-1. But, I mean, that late first period goal really gave Missouri a lot of momentum. That did carry into the second. They just weren't able to convert. So If they can get one at the end of this period, that could be huge.
Trupiano brings it in with Zagorski, who puts a shot on. McCabe paces after it, gets up to Axe. Axe sends it over to Zagorski. A man in front with a good tip, but goes wide. McCabe looking for Axe, and it goes off a stick. Zagorski and Axe, the top D pair out there for the Tigers. They've both done a swell job this season. Zagorski, a freshman. So that one's chipped out. Shot on there looked to be by number 4, Lucas Salvaggi. That top pair of the Tigers this year, Owen, have been really good.
They have.
Zagorski and X. We've seen Zagorski get a call up to the D2 team. I would you'll probably see him more on the D2 team next year, if I had to take a guess.
I would be shocked if he didn't start next season on the D2 starting lineup. I mean, he's been such a revelation this year, and that call-up wasn't even just because of the injuries to the D2 defense. While they did have those, it was just because Zagorski had been that good, and he really earned his spot. And Axe has been just as reliable as his defensive partner. Definitely the biggest bright spot, I would say, on this Division III team this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of good middle six guys in this team. Like you said earlier, a lot of the talent is very similar. The Tigers have a chance here. Lewis puts one on. Good save by Belay. There's a lot of good talent on this roster. It's just the team is so filled on that D2 team, it's hard to crack it. Billikens will slow things down behind their own net. That one's chipped out. Lewis will chase after it. He has Salem to his left. Puts that one through the center. Went off the stick of Bishop. That energy line back out there for the Tigers with a minute left. Bishop threw that one on from the red line. Belay is just going to cover it up, and we'll have an offensive zone for the Tigers.
And they've got some big guns out there. They got Hewerman, who's going to take the face-off. I mean, you got a no-zone draw here.
Really good on the draws as well this year.
You got an opportunity to maybe put one in.
Loses that one, unfortunately, then gets interfered with, but no cause. It was off a draw. Sansoni will go back. He has Pidge. They dump that one in. Right on net. Belay will play it to his defender, Stutzer. They move the puck up. Try to bring it in. Good stick there by Sansoni to send it wide. They put a shot on with 30 seconds left, but Winkles will cover it up. Good opportunities here for the Tigers. Haven't led to goals, but you like to see that they're getting those opportunities and those chances. Something that they, like you said, they haven't had. They've had slow first periods all year. It's been unfortunate, but they're picking it up here. So that one's, almost chipped out by Nicholson. We'll try to put one on, but that'll be blocked. Once again, chipped to the corner. Hewerman with a hit. Sansoni with one as well, but the SLU keeps it. They work to the outside, tried to send one to the middle, but Winkle sees that one all the way, and he'll cover it up. The one mistake by the Tigers leads to a goal, but other than that, these Tigers have done a good job of keeping the Billikens to the outside and really keeping this a tight game. Tigers lose that draw. Man's tripped up. No call, and that one goes in.
Wow.
Frady's with the goal. Looks like West might. The Tigers and the Billikens take the ice one more time here in the second period, as it's a 2-0 hockey game here in Jefferson City. My name is Ray Dickerson III. That's Owen Backert. And these Tigers are going to try to get back in this game as the Billikens made it 2-0 late in the first period with 4 seconds left to go. Charlie West put one in. Number 24 in blue. Not out there to start the period. As the Tigers, they do have their top line once again. Bresner, Quick, and Locke. As Bresner chases after that one. But it chipped away by the defender. Looked to be number 21, RJ Lube. An interesting first period is what I would call it, Owen.
I would agree. I'd use that same terminology.
As the Tigers had a lot of good chances. Zagorski getting hounded on once again by Stutzer. The Tigers had chances. They didn't capitalize on those chances. SLU didn't have many chances, but they capitalized on the ones they did have. As number 14, Carney breaks in there with a nice move, but misses the net. A battle behind it. They get the middle to, ooh, good shot on there as they got a puck to the front. That one looked to be out. It is, it'll be offside, but no Billikens touch it. Bresner dumps that one in from the red line. SLU will work it around, and really just a game of bounces here in this after the first period. As the Tigers both let up 2 goals off of bouncing pucks that just ended up in front of the net. See if they can do something here as the Tigers send one low. Back up high to Lewis. He shoots. Ooh, good shot on there. So that one almost went in. See if he does it again. He does. That one's tipped wide by Mickelson. Good hit there by Hewerman. That one's chipped out. The physicality was also ticked up early on in that first period. A lot of hits. There's one there by West. He dropped number 6, Kyle Kraft, in white.
We were talking about West. He was sitting out here while the rest of his team was in the locker room for a good chunk of the intermission, just sitting on the bench, for lack of a better term, aura farming, just kind of sitting.
Yeah, just ready to play as I guess everybody else was taking a breather, might have taken the helmet and the glove off, maybe the jersey. He said, I'm ready.
He scored a goal. He can do it.
Good stretch pass there. That one's shot wide by number 11, Ethan Westcott of the Billikens. West with the pass. He's making plays on in front of the net and from on the other end of the ice. What a pass there. Almost Evan Bouchard-esque with the breakout pass.
And a great job by, obviously, Jackson Winkles to kind of put out the fire there. I mean, that could have been a backbreaker if you give up a goal to go down 3-0 early in the second.
Yeah, early in the second here. 17:30 on the clock. Tigers need to get the next one. Had a little bit of trouble with it behind the net, but the Billikens get it out. Sansoni chases after it, and that'll be an icing call. As the Tigers will have another opportunity in the offensive zone. Let's see what they can do here.
Of course, second period, the period of the long change. And you think last period that might have helped if the benches were flipped, because Missouri had a lot of sustained ozone time, but they weren't able to successfully cycle and swap lines while keeping the puck in the ozone. So see what they can here.
I'd like to see what they can do. Especially, like you said, the benches are closer to the offensive zone as that one's shot on. That one went wide by McCabe. Is working in the corner. Tried to find McCabe out in the middle, couldn't do it. Sent the other way. Sony has to chase for it. They call off icing. Good chip pass there by McCabe. Ooh, almost a bad turnover by Bader. Bader takes it in, shoots and goes off a leg. Sends it out in front. 3 Tigers crash on it, but it goes to the corner. McCabe once again puts a shot on, can't find a hole. Sansoni chips one in. Played by a hand. As the big defenseman Stutzer will keep it. To the middle. Sansoni almost gets beat. And a backhand chance by Lepresti goes in. Just a shot onto the net. Goes through the blocker of Winkles and into the net. Lepresti broke out there. Sansoni got caught almost pinching on number 25, Trevor Combe of the Billikens. Combe found Lepresti, and Lepresti made his opportunity work out.
And they're making a goaltending change here. Winkles is going to the bench. Michael Christopher, who started yesterday's game, he is now in the net.
Coach obviously not liking what he sees from Winkles, or maybe just a spark of energy for the Tigers.
I think it's got to be a little bit more on a spark. I mean, the goaltending hasn't been great, but also, I mean, your team scored 0 goals.
That's the thing, is the Tigers haven't done anything, offensively at least. And Winkles just, really, that was the only soft one, is Salvaggi tried to put something on there, a little extracurriculars after the whistle. Parties will separate. It really, Winkles has played a strong game up until that goal. And it was just a backhand shot that went through the blocker and the pad. Not much he could do. The Tigers will win that draw. Shot on there by Axe, gets fumbled in front. High shot once again. Man all over him. No call. Looked to be a hold from my angle. I don't know what the ref's seen. That should have been a power play for the Tigers, but instead we got an opportunity for the Billikens. Carney drives in, tries to feed the middle, can't find a man. Good play there by Henneke to take that one away. Tigers will chip it in deep. Henneke will chase after it. They tried to go around the boards, but it chips off of Henneke. The Tigers will get possession of the puck. Ooh, man, hit up high. No penalty called, nothing on the play. Good keep in there by number 11, Salem. So he threw that one on. A lot of high shots here in traffic. Most of them aren't getting through. I'd like to see maybe some low shots for a tip, if possible, from these Tigers. Lewis tried to check a man there at the blue line. Salem took that one away. Bishop worked it back to his man. A big hit there once again, but Locke comes in. He gets taken down, and there will be a penalty on the play. The Tigers and Noah Locke get taken down, and they'll go to the Gumby's Pizza power play.
And boy, do they need that power play. I mean, they've come out in the second looking not as good as they did in the first, and they gave up the goal to boot. So, I mean, they need one quick, you feel like, just to tend to get back going.
Maybe they need to be enticed by some Gumby's Pizza. Whoever gets a goal gets a piece. Who knows?
There you go. I'd do that.
Bresner with the puck. Throws one on, but right at the goaltender, Belay. He gobbles that one up.
Right now, you've been solid in the faceoff dot. It's Hewerman, who's been so good this season. Get a quick win. You really think you can set up? You can even cycle that second unit if you need to. The bench is right there.
Yeah, Quick changes in and out as Quick throws that one through the middle. No pun intended with the quick changes remark as Zagorski pulls that one around behind the net. Sent past the stick of Hewerman up top. Michael Christopher will play the puck the first time he's seen the puck today. With 14 minutes left in the game and a minute 30 left in the power play. Hewerman through the middle of the ice to Bresner. He has Locke behind him. Tried to feed it over to Quick, couldn't get there. Zagorski takes down a man in the offensive zone. Right up through the middle. Once again, another chance for the Billikens. Kuhn with the puck. Throws one on, but doesn't reach the net. Tries for a second opportunity coming around the net. It looks like Christopher got a piece and played it to his defenseman.
Great back check by the speedy Hewerman there to prevent that from being a 1-0 breakaway.
Shot thrown on there by Nicholson. Doesn't reach the net. Bresner now shoots a hard shot on there. But another save, and that one's cleared out. Looks like that top unit will be fully changed out here. Everyone other than Locke. Zagorski as well staying out there, but the forwards have changed. Salem brings it in. Trying to make a move on the half wall. Can't do anything. That one's fired at Nicholson. Goes over his head. That'll go down the length of the ice and nearly kill this penalty. A good kill there by the Billikens as they don't mind playing in their own end. It's impressive hockey to watch. Not fun hockey if you're the Billikens. Kind of boring, but it works.
Absolutely, and there's nothing less boring than just getting a W. So any way you can.
We were talking before the game. You said it was similar to 21-22 Islanders.
Yeah.
They just they don't mind if you play it in the defensive zone. We'll stay there all the time. We'll just capitalize on our chances and make the best of it work because our goaltender's standing tall.
I made that comparison yesterday as well, and we talked about how, like, you have to commend that. Like, it is a hard style to play, to say, all right, we're up 1-0. Let's sit on this for 40 minutes. Like that, most teams that would try that comes back to bite them. The team scores a couple goals late, and then you can't get the offense back going again. You lose. SLU was able to pull that strategy off successfully yesterday, and they're looking to do it again today, and that is commendable.
Well, they don't want to play a race car style of up and down, track meet like play, because that'll wear them out real quick, especially if you're just now tuning in. This Billikens team has 14 men on the roster today. That's including both goalies, so really 12 skaters out there for these Billikens. So the Tigers forget that puck on the half wall. Pidge will have to play it behind his own net. Can't get it up to anyone. The Billikens keep control. Switzer plays that one low. They try to find a man in the middle. Goes off the stick of the first goal scorer, Pesic. That one looked to be chipped out there.
$18 or 11-18 left.
What would you like to see this team do here?
I was gonna ask you something similar. I mean, you need one, right? Like, you have to score and prove to yourself that you can. And I would say soon, even though there's a whole nother period plus 11 minutes of this one left, I think you need a goal quickly. So I would throw out your top guys, and I would forecheck as aggressively as you can and really try to break SLU out of the system that they're comfortable with, right? Because right now, they're putting pressure on SLU, but it's a pressure that they are comfortable with, and I think that's something that they need to try to break them from.
There was a high hit thrown on a Tiger, but no penalty called. The benches reacted, but nothing was said by the referees. As looked to be Grant Bader kind of took a hard hit there. He didn't go down, just a rough check there by Frades as he's going to the bench and he's walking off. Something to keep track of there, Owen. Grant Bader headed off to the bench. He might be headed to the locker room.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to see. Grant Bader, the seasoned veteran and president of the Division III team, so not something you want to see. If we get any updates on that, we'll let you know.
That puck was thrown on by the corner there. Getting close to a too many men penalty with a big line change as all four men other than one defenseman stayed out for the Billikens there. It was a questionable change. The puck went right through them all. Tigers get control, but once again come up short here. Carney, breakaway. Pulls it to the forehand, but wide. Good save there by Christopher. Good opportunity. Couldn't really get it on net. Christopher stayed with him with the lateral movement and keeps this a 3-0 game. That one could have been the proverbial dagger had that one gone in. Tigers have to tag up as the puck was sent in there into the offensive zone. Pidge makes a nice body block there. Lets his other defenseman, Sansoni, chase after it. Puck sent on from the board. Haneke will have to chase. He gets checked. That's a shot on there. Another good opportunity off a rolling puck. What a save by Christopher as he bounced out to get that one.
Couple of great saves. Let's take a look at that first opportunity on the break. Michael Christopher kind of outweights him, and that shot just goes wide. Couldn't tell it quite if he got a piece of it or not, but either way, great positioning from Christopher, as you saw right there. And then that chance that we just saw, kind of flailing a little bit, pretty chaotic. This series has not had a lot of clean, one-timer goals right into the net. It's been a lot of awkward bounces and snow angeling goalies.
Awkward bounces would be the remark of the game, I would say. That has been the difference maker here so far. Awkward bounces and capitalizing on the chances. That's what the Billikens have done. The Tigers need to capitalize on their opportunities. They take the puck in here. Lewis tries to find Quick in the middle. He has Bresner right in front of the net. Shoots it on. Goes past the stick of Bresner. Top line out there for the Tigers. Lewis from the blue line. Sent on, hits, it's on the top of the goal. They blow it down. That one hit off the collarbone of the goalie, Billet, and popped up on top of the net.
Were we just saying something about awkward bounces, Ray? I mean,
there's another one right there.
I really thought it was going to fall beyond the shoulder of Billet and possibly into the net, and I think the Tigers did too. A few guys tried to kind of jam it loose from the top of the net, but it landed pretty squarely on there, and so obviously you have to blow the play dead.
Nothing you can do there if you're the Tigers other than try to knock it off, but it was blown down relatively quickly as Nicholson puts a quick shot on there. Salem working behind the net. They tried to clear that one out. Goes off the stick of Hewerman. They feed back. Now they got an opportunity. Hewerman on the wing, shoots one on and right into the stomach.
A decent 3-on-2 opportunity by Missouri. Maybe squandered a little bit. Hewerman with a shot right into the chest of Bellet. He had two trailers that he could have maybe tried to pass the puck to, but he does get his team an ozone faceoff, so let's see what they do here.
Hewerman wins the draw cleanly. Zagorski shoots that one on, hits off the goalie. That one's cleared out of the front of the net.
Good job by West to clear that out of the front of the net. That's a very good defensive play. He's probably my SLU player of the game so far because he also has a goal.
Yeah, he's looked really well for this team. Also logging a lot of minutes as he's forced to is a good opportunity there by the Tigers. Just missed by Kraft. Hewerman with some crafty mitts through the middle there. Axe tries to throw one on, can't get it towards the net. That one bounces off the hand of Hewerman. Didn't really see where it went. It went right next to him. Hit off the top of the boards there. Nicholson tried to feed it to the middle. Ooh, off a stick and right into the stomach of Kraft, but he keeps it. Fighting along the board with Charlie West. Kraft stays on him. Nicholson joins in. That one sent the full length of the ice. No icing. Wild call there.
There was a few like that yesterday too, where me and Henry Hamilton, who was on the call yesterday, just kind of looked at each other and went, I don't know why. That wasn't an icing call.
I guess they thought Zagorski could have played it. He chose not to, as Pidge dumps that one in. Billikens try to work it out of their zone. Good pinch there by Pidge. He sends that one on right through the middle of the ice. It is the senior from Iowa. He's had a decent season so far. Looked good here in the black and gold.
Fans remember him transferring from Iowa 2 seasons ago. We remember seeing him in this arena as a Hawkeye, but he was big on that Division III team that won the MACHA championship when he transferred there.
Trupiano chases in after it. Tigers almost get caught on a line change. Lewis gets back. Trupiano sends it to the middle. Good try there by Salvaggi, but that one went off a skate. Bishop takes that one away at the neutral zone, but gets checked down by Combe. Tigers having a tough time breaking in. They finally do. Bishop throws one on low. McCabe tried to get there, but went off of his back. Salem plays that one over. Lewis now with the puck, sends it in. It's taken away. RJ Lube crosses the blue line, throws one on, goes off the leg of Lewis, and the Tigers, another big hit there by the Billikens. Another one thrown. This Billikens team doesn't mind the physicality either. Bishop walks in. He has Haneke with him. Salvaggi tries to get the puck, and it's taken away. Lube with a good stick once again. Gets it up to Carney, who's been an offensive threat all night. He'll get shoved away from the goalie, as that was a hard stop right on the goalie, Michael Christopher. Interesting battle to choose. What a respect to sportsmanship there right by number 14, John Carney in blue. He went hard in on the goalie there, Christopher. He knew what he was doing. It was chasing after the puck, and he goes up to him after the play, after he gets shoved away from him, gives him a little shoulder tap like he, it didn't mean it. It's all out of competition. You love to see that from the young man.
That you do.
Tigers try to play this one out. Zagorski and Axe back there for the Tigers. This top line of Quick, Locke, and Bresner out there once again. Good opportunity here. Oh, Quick almost had that one. Would have been offside. Couldn't really get it to Locke. Axe gets checked. They throw that one out in front. Sloppy play here, but they get this one out. Ryland Quick comes in off the wing. Good shot, but hits off the blocker.
That was a really well-placed shot, top corner. It's a great play by Bellet to see it and get his blocker on it.
They work it in. Couldn't get nothing on that one. That one's blocked. Bresner tries to chip it over the defenseman on a rough pass there. Played by a hand. The Billikens couldn't play it. Puck bouncing all around here. Frades gets it in. Crosses the blue line. That shot went wide into the corner. Quick gets tripped up. No call.
No call. There's some incensed fans and a couple guys on the bench.
Now there's a breakaway. Billikens make it 4-0. Lepresti with his second goal of the night after a ridiculous call. Quick fired up after that one. Yelling at Luke Kameyer-Aiken. What a sequence of plays.
So I don't think the camera would have caught this for you guys at home, but so Quick is tripped up, and he just took a knee and just stared at the play that whole breakaway. Not calling him lazy. He couldn't have affected the play, but he stood there on his knee and just watched the breakaway, and the look of disbelief on his face was palpable.
I'm not the one to take sides usually. I would say it if the Billikens did, if it was against them. That was ridiculous. That was, we're going to call bad calls. They like to do that anyways. Why don't you call a good one? Just a thought. That was one of the worst non-calls I think I've ever seen in this arena. Tigers will have to tag back up in a 4-0 game, 2:30 left to go.
Yeah, what's done is done at this point, but 2:30 left in this period, you still like to get one, and I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe do some line blending. You think so, right? You got to try something, mix and match to some degree.
The physicality and the crowd atmosphere ticking up here, as they were visibly upset. So were the Tigers bench. You can't blame them, as there's a high hit.
Some pushing and shoving center ice.
Sansoni, Kraft, it looks to be Lube from the Billikens, all kind of getting into it. West is going to come in there and take his man away and let cooler heads prevail. Looks like there's going to be two guys going to the box, Kyle Kraft and RJ Lube, I believe.
I think that's a good call. I mean, and very upset Kyle Kraft there in the penalty box. Can't blame him. Can't blame the young man. I mean, that's certainly frustrating. It's going to be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. It's not showing on the board here. Now it is 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, which will take us down exactly till the end of the period.
Yeah, 1:59 left on the clock, and there was 2 minutes in these power plays. There'll be more room out there. See if the Tigers can do something, as that one is covered up by Christopher. A shoving match goes on in front of the net once again. Trupiano shoving everyone. Looked to be number 25, Combe, in blue. That's a big guy.
It is.
He's been thrown around the body all night. If you're playing NHL 26, he's definitely got truculence on, and he's laying everyone out. Him and West are a huge defensive pair, by the way.
They are massive.
I wouldn't want to go up against either one of them.
So we get a couple more guys in the penalty box.
2 more for roughing, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be that kind of remainder of the game.
They're going to be matching minors, so we'll still play 4-on-4 here with 1:47 left in the second period.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. There are 2 offside penalties for both Missouri.
Locke chases after it. He has Bresner out there with him. Good hit there by Bresner. West takes it wide, gets it in deep.
Time of both penalties at 18:01.
He chips that one up high. Back down low. Frady's looking to the middle. But he'll go behind the net as West sends it back. Puck up against the boards. They finally get it out. Good move made there by Locke. He has Bresner. Bresner brings it over the blue line. Tries to put one through the skates of a defender as he had a man crashing towards the net. They put one in front, and it goes off the stick of Locke right through his skates. And a good shot by Zagorski off of the crossbar. Good opportunities here by the Tigers late, but they can't get one in.
And it looks like we've got an injured Billiken on the ice. And it looks to be fairly serious.
Landon Lewis.
You hate to see.
Lewis is going off here. He might be injured as well. Can't really tell who the Billiken is down now as the numbers are being blocked. They're going to have a trainer come on here. Carney goes over to talk with the trainer.
Obviously, regardless.
Did Lewis hit him?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see.
Did it look
here.
like a spear at all in some fashion? I didn't really see it.
I didn't see it either. But obviously,
it might be, it looks to be possibly number 8 or 18. That would be Markowitz or Stillings.
8.
That is Matthew Markowitz.
And he's on his own.
This is the quietest I've ever heard this arena.
Yeah, he's on his feet, which is obviously good to hear. And he's skating off on his own power, going to go straight to the locker room. Obviously, I mean, this is a game, and injuries are something that are unfortunately part of it, but you never want to see. So
there's 3 men in the box now for the Tigers.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 4-on-3 power play here with 46 seconds left. Odd form of interaction there. I don't even know what to say. I'm out of words. We didn't really see the play. It kind of happened behind everything. Lewis is going to the benches or the locker room as well. That's 2 men down for the Tigers if Bader's still out. We haven't seen him since he got injured.
No, I mean they're dropping like flies here. You know, either going to the locker room or just getting thrown in the sin bin in the penalty box.
So 3 men out of this game. 1 Billiken, 2 Tigers. 3-on-2 here. West has the puck. Feeds it over. Carney's out there. West with a hot shot on. That one hit off the stanchion and hit the ceiling. Not an odd thing to happen here in Washington Park Ice Arena.
No, it's low ceilings. You'll see that a handful of times a game.
Was it last night or the other night, I believe, during the Blues game? A puck hit a scoreboard.
Yes, I
That was interesting.
think was that against Buffalo. I believe.
Yeah, I believe it was Buffalo. We were playing in Buffalo. One of my least favorite teams. No, I kid. Let's not beat them up while they're down.
I like the Sabres.
I like Rasmus Dahlin. If we're going to talk NHL, but
I like Tage Thompson.
Josh Doan as well. He's also a good player.
There you go.
As the Billikens take the puck across the neutral zone. They slow things down with 10 seconds left. They scored one with 4 seconds left last time. The Tigers just iced that one. No icing, though, because they are on the penalty kill as time winds down here in the second period. 4-0 Billikens. As 3 men were in the box, 1 leaves for the Tigers. 1 leaves for a Billikens. And they'll come back with a power play. Should be 5-on-4, I would assume. But
Yes.
you never know. They might do 4-on-3. As a somber tone here in Washington Park Ice Arena is overcome.
Yeah, they give up the goal at the start of the period. 3-0, and there's still a chance they claw back, and then there's the no call. Quick is tripped up, and then it leads directly to a Billikens goal. And then after that, I mean, things got out of hand. There was scrums after every whistle, and then obviously a huge hit.
The scrums and the hit
Yeah.
come after the frustration of the Tigers. You can see it built up in them after that non-call where Quick, I've never seen him that mad. He's
dejected, even just dumbfounded.
He couldn't believe that it wasn't a trip on that play. He clearly caught the skates of Quick. No call was made. And both teams one was left in shock and the other one's skating down towards the other end as Lepresti put his second goal in for the game. A 4-0 game and a third period on the way. I'm Ray Dickerson III. That's Owen Backert. I hope you're having a wonderful time, and we'll be back here on the Mizzou Hockey YouTube channel. Tiger hockey is back. I'm Ray Dickerson III. That's Owen Backer. We are here for the third period as it will be 5-on-4 hockey as things get sorted out. We have a little bit of news from earlier on. Grant Bader got hit in a collision right in front of us. It was with number 19, Ryan Frades. He is going to the hospital for pictures after it was his left wrist. As he told me, it was a left wrist contusion.
Mm-hmm.
No word on what it is yet. We will have word by, I assume, next weekend. Probably nothing else today. That's what we know as of now.
I mean, Bader seemed that comes straight from the mouth of Grant Bader, so he seemed like he was in relatively good spirits. He wasn't
A little bummed, you could tell,
right.
but hopefully nothing too serious. And hopefully he can jump right back on it as that shot was delivered there. And he can be back here next weekend.
Yeah, 40 seconds left on this penalty kill, brought to you by Harpo's. The Tigers had to open the period killing off penalty. It's never easy to do that.
Tigers turn it over in their own zone right in front of the net. Axe will play it along the board. Tigers clear it to the neutral zone. West, one of the goal scorers, sends that one in. They tried to chip it to the middle, couldn't really get there. Puck's bouncing all around here early on. Hewerman out there penalty killing. Here late on the penalty.
Good job getting that one deep by Hewerman.
Goes down hard as well.
I thought he might have been hurt there, but he got up. He looks to be fine. Just
A rough hit, but he shakes it off, and we're back to 5-on-5.
Locke feeds the middle. He finds Kyle Kraft. And I believe Landon Lewis is out for the game as well, as we've seen him earlier. That was on a suspension. Maybe not suspension, but rest of the game, he might be out.
Yeah.
Ejection, thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. But Lewis, he also, number 8 for the Billikens, he walked off on his own power, which is good to see. And he went straight to the locker room. That's a scary sight when you see someone on the ground like that and they're not.
Yeah, Markowitz, we'll see if he comes back. As another man is down. We get a power play here for the Billikens.
Yeah, sorry, it was Markowitz. Lewis was the one who was, for Missouri, factoring on the hit. Markowitz was the one who's out.
And yeah, I think we might.
Not seeing anybody head towards the box. But a man did go down. That was number 12, Alex Pesic. He has a goal. The game-winning goal as of now.
Yeah, that first one.
The first goal for the. Looks like there's words being exchanged. Referees trying to figure everything out. They finally do. Tigers win the neutral zone draw. Bresner brings it in. High shot. Saved by the goalie, Belay.
So I'm going to go a little philosophical here. And Ray, I mean, we were talking about this just before we restarted up here. But if you're Missouri, what are you looking to accomplish the rest of this game, right? You lose a couple guys, that being Lewis and Bader. You're down 4-0. You probably aren't going to win this game. Now, if they do, great.
That's an astounding feat if they do win this game.
But what are you looking for? And I mean, for me, it's go out, win the period. If this game ends 4-2, I say that's an accomplishment. You maybe mix and match lines, go out there, try to get some momentum, put a couple ones in the net confidently, and beat this goaltender. I mean, that's what you want to look for. You just want to make sure that they look good out there.
That one was taken away from Bresner. Salem gets the puck chipped around him. He fights along the boards for it. That one's sent towards the middle by Quick. A bad pass by Sansoni goes by the stick of Locke. He gets up in. No call on that play either. Easily could have been interference in my eyes.
That's interference. There we are. The arm is.
There will be a penalty on the play now.
So Locke is knocked. I don't know if you guys saw this. So Locke is knocked down pretty hard. He grabs his head, I think, just to protect himself.
Get the bucket strapped back on.
He gets up on he's on his knees. He's not even close to his stick, and he just gets shoved down again. I mean, that's at 2 minutes, but I mean, that was pretty vicious.
RJ Lube will be headed towards the box. A name I've said a lot when it comes to the hits and the physicality of this game. him along with Combe, 21 and 25 in blue and white. Both been pretty vicious tonight.
It's going to be a Gumby's Pizza power play for Missouri, and this is the time, to maybe start a little bit of a comeback effort if you are going to do that. I mean, get one here, get some momentum, and then try to fight through the next 5 to 7 minutes, maybe get another one.
Baker, McCabe, Nicholson, Kraft, and Axe out there for the first couple minutes or the first minute of this power play, I presume.
That's traditionally the power play 2 unit.
Nicholson with the puck. Sends it low, backed up. Axe shoots it on. Ooh, just wide. McCabe had an opportunity there on the back door. Couldn't get it to him. That one's chipped around. Carney with the wheels. Passes up Axe. Shoots one on the backhand. A one-handed shot goes through the 5-hole of Christopher.
Bit of a French poke right there. I mean, what do you do? That's very similar to the goal scored yesterday. Missouri was down 2-1, 3 minutes left in the game, and they were looking to pull the goaltender, right? Christopher was looking towards the bench. They were looking to get in the offensive zone. And then an unlucky bounce and a breakaway, and Christopher got beat in a very similar manner.
He had it on his backhand, did Carney. On the penalty kill, a short-handed goal. He just sped past Axe after a good poke on the blue line. And one thing this team has got to look for is they've had multiple breakaway opportunities tonight. This SLU team is once again capitalizing on their opportunities. Hewerman chases in after it. Here we go again. That one hits off the stick of Lepresti. Bresner takes it and drives through the middle. Quick gets the puck, sends a shot on, but goes off a leg. Bresner playing it in the corner. That one's chipped out by the big defenseman West. West is almost like a hybrid player. Like I was saying earlier, there's probably 2 lines, 2 defense pairs, and then you got a couple hybrids. He's done both tonight, offensively and defensively, as Quick brings that one in. 20 seconds left in the power play. Another penalty coming up, I believe, as there's a slash call on the play. Hard to tell who's headed towards the box. Looks like it will be a Billiken, Noah Stutzer.
It's going to be power play. Real quick, you're talking about West and the hybrid play, and I think, when you have a defenseman that's very offensively capable, typically you want to have them join the rush, but because SLU plays the system they do, they don't really have defensemen joining the rush that often. So having a guy like West who's able to kind of jump in and switch to forward when he can, that's certainly advantageous. But it's going to be 13 seconds of a 5-on-3, and if they score in that 13 seconds, they'll still have nearly a full power play. So an opportunity here in this power play brought to you by Gumby's.
Looked to be Zagorski putting on that last shot. Rylan Quick will take the face-off here. A quick shot put on. A secondary opportunity. Once again saved. That was off the stick of Hewerman.
Good clear. And that'll pretty much do it for the 5-on-3. Yeah, it's now a 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 40.
Zagorski trots through the center of the ice. Makes a move around one defender, can't get it around the other. Bresner with the puck, sends it low. Zagorski goes off his stick. Bresner with a hard shot on. And Belay with the save.
That was loud. That was a thunderclap.
Good pass there by Zagorski going around the back of the net. Found Bresner, and once again, another shot just right into the breadbasket of the goaltender.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, they have had some well-placed shots. The chance for Rylan Quick earlier in this game where he picked top corner and Belay made a great save. I mean, that's an outlier, though. A lot of the time they are shooting it right into the chest of the goaltender.
That one's chipped up past Salem. For some reason, I keep wanting to call him Jaden Struble from Montreal.
Oh, of course.
Defenseman who is Jaden, rare in NHL or rare in hockey. So that one was shot on. Good opportunity. Couldn't get the secondary opportunity, though. JT Baker with the puck. McCabe tried to throw one on there. Couldn't get it towards the net. Nicholson chips that one low. Tried to get it to McCabe once again in front, but couldn't. Baker now takes it in, makes a move. McCabe along the boards with him, can't help him out. Nicholson plays that one with his hand, down to his stick. Over to Salem and into the zone. 20 seconds left on the power play. That puck stumped to the end of the ice. Christopher plays it to his defenseman Sansoni, who gets it up to Kraft. He dumps it in, almost took a hard check there by Lepresti, but couldn't get that one on.
That'll do it for the power play. Nothing doing there.
The power play has been very lackluster. So is the 5-on-5 play. There's another almost opportunity there for the Billikens. We're wrapping that puck around the net. That's Carson Kuhn for the Billikens. That one chipped on. Ooh, off the post. Lepresti almost had the hat trick. Good play there by McCabe. Nifty mitts. That one's shot on. Went wide by number 4, Lucas Salvaggi. Haven't seen him until now in this third period. Bishop out there with him. Axe and Zagorski play it back. They're going to have a reset here. They move it up. Haneke with the puck. Turns it over at the blue line. Offsides, they get lucky there.
Very lucky. They hadn't called that. I mean, that would have been another break. And the breakaways are something that are really puzzling to me because yesterday, Missouri really didn't give up any breakaways to SLU. They had the one at the end of the game, which we kind of drew up to, well, they were trying to pull the goalie. They were down one with a minute left. They were playing very aggressive. It makes sense that they, gave up that breakaway. But other than that, they really didn't have any. And this game has just been full of odd man rushes for the Billikens. And I'm not really sure what changed, but definitely something Missouri needs to patch up and not bring into next week.
Zagorski plays with the puck behind his net, gets knocked away. Axe up the board. They get that one. They're going to cross the neutral zone. Bishop tried to send that one to Haneke, but right past the stick. Salvaggi will dump that one in. They'll get a line change. Haneke, the only one out there for checking for this Tigers team currently. Bresner with a good steal right there. Shoots one on off the blocker of the goalie. Tigers trying to retain some pressure here. Quick almost had that one. But the Billikens dump it once again. They'll go for a line change. Tigers with speed. Quick with the puck. He has Locke. Tries a good shot on there, but goes off the post and out.
Like that shot selection.
Once again, Rylan Quick with a good hard shot up high. Just can't connect to the back of the net on that one.
I mean, you said you thought Rylan Quick was probably the most offensively gifted player on this team earlier this week, and I don't disagree with that. And while I do like seeing a lot of outstanding individual efforts from him, you wish this team would be able to kind of work with that talent a little bit more to set him up for success.
Locke with the puck. He feeds Quick. He puts one on. Bresner tried for a tip there, couldn't get there. Billikens bring it in to the offensive zone. A swift move there by Markowitz as he's back out on the ice. Another nice move. Trying to do something with it, kind of playing by himself as it gets knocked away.
Bresner tried to throw him into the bench.
Yeah, he looked to throw Charlie West on the bench. Told him to take a line change, and West didn't refuse.
Didn't quite get it on the first try. Took a second and third shove to kind of get him in there, but
sometimes you're going for something and you're just committing. And you know, whatever. It's 5-0. You don't blame them. Good job by Zagorski and Axe to keep him to the outside once again. West tries to take it to the middle. Another series of bouncing pucks. Nicholson now comes in with the axe. He has speed, shoots that one on, but it hits off the blocker of Billet. Good move through the neutral zone there by Stutzer. Net's knocked off by Stutzer now as he tried to chip one on net, had nobody with him. No rebound opportunity.
So happy with how much the net comes off its moorings and how much people run into it. I'm so glad that it's not like it was back in the day where you had a big metal pole sticking into the net and it wouldn't move. You ran into it full speed. You weren't gonna.
You were getting checked.
You were getting checked by the net. Very unsafe. And not a lot of people know that, but yeah, the net used to have a giant metal pole in it that just wouldn't move if you ran into it.
There is a similar one like that at T. Meyer Park in St. Anne, Missouri, where it is I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a roller rink. Oh yeah, this is my hometown rink here. This is like right down the road. If you live near there, you've probably seen me there at some point. And it's like, it's not even rounded. It's squared off. It's the wildest series of like 2 crossbars, but you don't want to run into that thing. You're getting body checked if you do.
You're going home for winter break. You're going to have to send me a picture of that.
I will.
I am very curious now. We'll throw it up on the broadcast.
It's a wild picture. Like it has a net attached to. It's very odd. That one's covered up there by Christopher. One of my favorite rinks, since we're going to talk about roller rinks in St. Louis.
Okay.
Because I just like talking now at this point. In a 5-0 game, this might be more interesting, especially if you're from the St. Louis area. One of my favorite roller rinks is Maplewood. Right across from their high school, Maplewood Richmond Heights High School. Right next to the police department. West puts a shot on, and that one goes through. Second goal of the game for West. Christopher gets beat for the 3rd time now.
3 goals given up by Winkles, 3 goals given up by Christopher.
That one just had eyes as West makes it a 6-0 game for the Billikens.
Not the most encouraging sign. You win the period. You say, all right, go out there and get a goal. Do not get shut out.
Well, if we're going by how things have gone through the first 2 periods, there shouldn't be any more goals. So there was 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and 2 goals now in the third, all scored by the Billikens. That one hits the ceiling as they tried to dump it in. Back onto the topic
at hand.
Rinks I like in St. Louis area. Another one I really enjoy is the Brentwood rink. You'll often find a group of older men that love to play with wood sticks.
Okay.
And they will check you as hard as possible.
Love that. Love that for you.
Monday to Thursday, baby. Every week. After work, you better not be up there from 3 to 6 o'clock during the summer. Is there will be a whistle here? Interference, it looks to be.
Say my favorite rink. Now, this is someone who doesn't know how to ice skate, doesn't know how to rollerblade. So that's very, I don't know, but Webster Groves, which is the home rink of the SLU Billikens.
Of the Billikens, yes.
They had a in the park there right by the pool. They had a street hockey rink, and it was beautiful. I spent 5 years playing very competitive games there, battling for our homemade Nico Mikkola trophy, and they tore it down, and I'm very upset.
Well, the Tigers will get a Gumby's Pizza power play here. Zagorski with the puck. And you know, if there's any Billikens fans tuning in, is I don't show many biases, but I will show one. And the Billikens basketball team, as that puck was shot on there by Zagorski but gloved down. The Billikens basketball team is my favorite basketball team in college sports. Right next to Mizzou. They're 1A, 1B. I don't have a preference.
Imagine if they play in the tournament one year.
I would love
it.
It
wouldn't happen, but imagine.
I'm going to throw out some names. People are probably going to be like, why do you know these people? Gibson Jimerson, all-timer, in my opinion. Outstanding last year. Yuri Collins, who has a younger brother coming up in the St. Louis school districts. who is outstanding as well. This puck's rimmed around. Thrown in there by Salem. Pass that one over. Tigers center one, but can't get it on net. Also, Robbie Avila. Hopefully he'll have a decent season for the Billikens. And last night, the reason I was not here is because I was doing Mizzou basketball. I was helping out in the operation room, doing some replay. We had a good time there. Almost lost to SEMO, but
that one been a bit of way to spoil the mood.
Little questionable. It was definitely like, what are we doing? But not as much of what are we doing in this hockey game. As the Tigers try to get something going here on the Gumby's Pizza power play. Baker with it behind the net.
Looks like they've mixed and matched the power play unit a little bit, so that's encouraging to see. There's a high shot. Good job by Belly to get his mitts on that. And Belly gave up 1 goal yesterday, and he's given up 0 today. I mean, that's 1 goal in almost 6 full periods of hockey. I mean, that's impressive by him. He's definitely our first star of the weekend.
Especially with, once again, 14 guys on this roster here this weekend. 14. I don't know if I know I went to the St. Louis public school districts, but I do know how to count, and there's typically 20 men on a hockey roster. So that one shot towards the...
I won't tolerate St. Louis public school slander. I love it. But I will say, and the defense has, with their structure, has made it easy for Belay at times, kind of collapsing around and blocking shots, getting 6 in lanes. But ultimately, you shut a team out for 6 periods. Or almost 6 periods here.
Yeah.
There's no matter how you slice it, that is impressive. Especially, you're playing back-to-back nights. That's commendable.
He's made all the saves he's needed to today. There's been some good shots. There's another one by Quick. A good rebound opportunity by Bresner. Can't get it in. Belay playing for the shutout here almost.
Absolutely, and his guys on the bench are fired up for him. They want him to get that shutout, and that's kind of what they're playing for now. I mean, SLU's not just going to hang back and let Mizzou get a good opportunity. They want to get their guy a shutty, especially because he got so close yesterday, and they gave up a goal at the end of the first period, and that ended up being his only goal given up.
That one's knocked out of the offensive zone. The Tigers have to reset. Pidge brings it in, back to 5-on-5. Hard shot on there by Bresner. Played down by Sansoni, back behind the net. West chips it around. Finds a man. Gets it stolen away from him. Locke with a shot on. Tries to chip it out in front, but it'll be bounced out. Icing will be called this time with 5:31 left to go in the third period. Anything else, St. Louis, we want to talk about while we're playing the Billikens?
It's a good question.
Any gripes, any grievances, something we like, something we don't like? Oh,
Centene's good.
Centene, right down the road from me. Maryland Heights. There's a shot on there by Axe. Went way over the head of everyone. Tigers trying to do something here. I'm sure a lot of these guys have played at Centene Ice Rink. I wouldn't be surprised as Zagorski walks the blue line.
That they have. And, these two teams, of course, Missouri only had one team back in 2023. It was the Division III squad that had a lot of guys that you recognize from the D2 team, like Andrew Knapp, Danny Rudman, etc. But they played SLU at Centene and the outdoor rink at the Flyover Winter Classic, if you recall. Missouri won that game in a close one.
The save percentage going up there.
I guess the save percentage is staying at 1,000.
I guess it stays at 1,000, but still, the shots going up.
The season save percentage is going up.
Yeah, and there's multiple shots were thrown on. Bishop with a good try. Zagorski tries to feed the middle. Can't quite get it there. And once again, a breakaway. That one just chipped on by Frades. Not much of a chance, really. I expected more from him.
I did too, but still a good heads-up blocker save by Christopher. I think Frady really just tried to kind of pick a spot.
They don't call trip on that one. Ryland Quick's sure happy about it.
Pretty much right in the same place, too, that Quick was tripped up.
Maybe there's like a wall there. It's
the blind spot.
And no referee can see it. I don't know. Salem, not Struble, chips that one to the neutral zone, and they dump it down.
Legendary nickname, Salem Not Struble.
I have been thinking it all day as Salem puts one on. Good opportunity there by 11 in white.
No, I feel your pain, Ray. I got my start calling games at Kirkwood High School, and our goaltender's name was Branson Appleman, and I kept calling him Mason Appleton, who is a Winnipeg Jets player at the time, not even a full-time NHL player.
I know it.
And I tested myself. I'm like, his name is not Mason Appleton. It's Branson Appleman. That's my fault, guys. So
it happens. Like sometimes, you know, I've been good all season with him too. I don't know why I'm having the struggles. Yeah, I've been, you know, I've caught on quick with a lot of these guys, especially the D3 team. They've played a lot here recently. And I don't know if we want to really talk about the D2 team, as they suffered 2 losses at the hands of Oklahoma State this weekend.
That is something notable to point out. So yeah, the D3 or the D2 team just lost to Oklahoma State twice. Not upset about those losses, though. That is an Oklahoma State team that has gone viral and has kind of brought the ACHA to the national scale. CBS Sports posted them. They beat Creighton, who Mizzou will play later this year, 25-0. And that's a decent program. I've never seen so much firepower in an ACHA team. They're certainly going to get promoted. And Missouri held their own, for the most part. They lost 7-3 and 11-4. And I mean, I don't think you can be too upset about that, especially when they played them in Washington Park Ice Arena a couple weeks ago and held their own even more. I mean, that's a team that just has the most talent I've ever seen at this level of hockey.
Caden Green is a special talent in the ACHA world. That's all I'm going to say on the Oklahoma State side. Zagorski gets that one taken away. 2:35 left here on the clock. But it goes wide. Caraft will play that along the half wall. Feeds the middle. McCabe doesn't know where it's at. Was behind him. Baker now with it. Feeds McCabe. And the shutout stays intact as that one's gloved down.
I want to take this time to just appreciate everybody who's here, everybody in chat, everyone who's followed us for this game. And if you're still here, I mean, obviously it's not the best game of hockey. Down 6-0 are the Tigers. And if you're a SLU fan, you're probably enjoying it. And if you're a SLU fan, we appreciate you being here too. Me and Ray are a couple of St. Louis guys, so we are, of course, very familiar.
There was a lot of Chicago guys when this first all started and kind of got going. St. Louis is taking over.
Yeah.
So we're here now. As that's a good takeaway there by McCabe. He kind of got held onto there by Carney, but there's no call late in this game. And I think the refs are going to try to play it out as long as it's not egregious and it doesn't impact the game, doesn't affect the game.
Yeah, doesn't make obviously, or put any player's safety or health at concern.
Sansoni battles behind the net. McCabe takes it out.
Nearly put it into his own net.
Yeah, Pidge kind of gave it to his goalie, and Christopher's just going to cover it up.
Said, here, you take it.
I want to shout out Robert Krebel, our PA announcer as well. He's done a swell job today. Does just about all the in-arena music, PA, lights. He does it all. All the special effects you see.
Not to mention keeping track of the scores and getting them to us and exactly who got a goal, who got an assist, etc.
He does a lot of the hard work around here. Locke will chip that one in. No icing call. West will play it. Gets shoved hard by Locke. Quick centers it. Ooh, a shot on there by Axe. Hits Bresner in the what would have been face, but instead helmets. Bresner puts one on and gloved down once again.
That was a
Max
very
Belay.
awkward. A couple of SLU guys went tumbling over each other.
Yeah, it happens. Belay has played one heck of a game.
That he has. I mean, yesterday he had a good game, but it felt like he kind of he didn't take it over as much, even though the score was much closer. Ironically, in this game where he probably didn't need to be as on point because his team got 6 goals, he seemed even sharper than he did yesterday.
Tigers lose the draw. Honecke plays it up to Zagorski. Slap shot on, but blocked by a skate. The bench is riled up about that one. Very happy. As Combe gets taken down and the Tigers in. Honecke chips it around.
They
Numbers
really
here for the
want
Tigers.
that shutout.
Bishop with the puck. Zagorski all over it as well. Axe will retrieve it now as that one was chipped out. They're going to call an icing on this one with 21 seconds left. The 14 men in blue plus the 3 Billikens, and the Tigers don't want it to happen.
I think that bench is going to erupt if he gets a shutout here because, I mean, this is a SLU team that hasn't had a ton of success this season, and Belay is their guy.
St. Louis.
We're calling a timeout in a 21-second game, or 21 seconds left in a game.
When you're up 6 goals, they are really trying to, I think,
How can you call a timeout when there was an icing?
If I'm Missouri, I'm kind of taking exception to that. I might throw some bruisers on the ice. I might really.
You got to do anything you can to score a goal now.
Score a goal or even just make them pay for it.
They have 6 men out there. Someone just took a spill. It was number 18 in blue. He'll head back off.
Face off tie up.
Liam Stillings. Whistle immediately after the drop. Bishop sitting on the ice. Referees are talking. I don't know what's going on here. Bishop's going to head towards the bench. Or is he going towards the box? Looks like it'll be the bench. Someone else will come on.
It's going to be a brief power play for Missouri.
Ooh, 18-second power play here for the Tigers.
Power play, no matter how brief, is always going to be brought to you by
Never mind.
Gumby's.
Bishop's also going to the box.
Bishop is going
It'll
to the
be
box.
4 on
They call
4.
it scratch that.
Salvagi will take the
Sorry,
draw.
Gumby's.
Haneke and Salvagi trying to get some offense here just to break the shutout. That one's chipped around. Got another whistle here.
Cross-checking is what they call the penalty.
As Salvagi took one, I assume it a penalty there, maybe?
Both penalties are for cross-checking.
The Tigers are just going to leave the ice as it looks like they're just going to call this game.
Okay.
They're going to let time wind out. Weird ending.
Weird ending.
Weird ending to a weird game. What was that? That one fell flat. That's all I got to say. As the Billikens take this one home and sweep the Tigers. 6-0 tonight, 3-1 yesterday. A series of odd bounces and good goaltending from the SLU Billikens lead to a 6-0 victory.
Ray, when was the last time you called a game with a goal? Did you call a shutout last time?
I did, against the Tigers.
So you've gone now 6 periods without a goal call.
Hey,
I'm so sorry, Ray.
It happens.
You will get a high-scoring game, I promise.
Oh, we did, just for the team that we are not covering.
Oh, of course.
So it happens. I hope you all enjoyed. For myself, Ray Dickerson III, and my lovely producer, also color analysis, and just overall, he does a lot around here. Owen Backer, along with our PA, Robert Krebel. We're going to say goodnight here from Washington Park Ice Arena. We will see you next weekend as the Tigers hit the ice once again. Have a good night.